Hi, I'm going to present you with a Google Meet uploaded into YouTube and then using ExpressChatCounter to measure student data while I'm doing that. The first thing I want to start with is that when I am using Google Meet and recording it for it to go to YouTube, it's pretty nice because what it does is it shows, and let me hit present now so you could see what the end result is. Okay, but let me hit present now. My entire screen. Okay, let me show you with this. Okay, and let me show you a YouTube video that I made earlier. Let's see. Okay, so this is me. Let's do YouTube. There's my channel. Okay, so this is what the videos turn out to look like. I had some videos in summer school that had student pictures here, and that wasn't any good. So this is another video that I made earlier today. Okay, and on this one, just to show you, if you come over to the side, it shows what I'm presenting. Here, let me turn off the sound. Okay, so I'm showing the video or the screen presentation, right? The screen share, and then over on the side over here is my picture. So you want to have your picture of you, not the picture of the students, is the plan when you're sharing a screen. So what I like to do is I like to use two devices in order to do this. Okay, and then this will record. I already hit record, and I'll show you how to do that. But this is in Google Meet. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm recording it, and then I'm uploading it later into YouTube. Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back to the Google Meet, and let me show you some settings. Okay, over here, you want, see where it says stop recording? That's where you hit start recording. But before you hit start recording, what you want to do is you want to make sure your settings are right. You want the microphone on your computer on. You want the video on your computer on, and you want the speakers on your computer on. Okay. And then before you hit start recording, it's too late for me already, but I just wanted to show you this on the settings. Okay, on the settings on video, you want it to be 720. That's how I always have it. And then it's more clear. Now I like to be in twice, not just my presentation self and my regular self, because if I do that, I can't see what I'm presenting to you. Okay, so since I can't tell what I'm presenting to these students, what I like to do is I like to go in and have two devices. So to have two devices, what you're going to have to do is not have to. There's two ways, but I found the best way is the microphone on the computer, so that in that video, that YouTube video I just showed you, in this one, that you can see yourself on the side, not a student, because then when you upload it, it creates more of a problem. Okay, for privacy issues on YouTube. Okay, so let me stop presenting here. Okay, and then I'm going to show you what I do. I just have my tablet. I have my pen, and what I have is I have a wireless speaker. Okay, so the wireless speaker is what finally saved me and made me so I can use two devices. Now, the reason I like to use two devices is I like to see what the students are seeing. Okay, so now this is my tablet. Now, when I go into my tablet, so I'm going to present from my tablet. First, I have to go into the Google Meet. So now, when I first go in, you're going to hear a lot of reverb. Okay, so meeting code. I'm going to type in my meeting code, or I usually posted it in my Google Classroom. So then I would just go to my Google Classroom on my tablet. Okay, so I'm in. And then everything's going a little crazy. Okay, so you're going to hear it's terrible. Basically, you need your microphone off and your video off. Okay, but I'm still hearing myself double, like an echo. Okay, and that's really annoying. So when I used to turn off, and let me present now so you can see what I'm doing. So let me present from my tablet. But it's weird because I keep hearing myself twice. So this is what I want to show you. This is the problem I solved in the summer. Okay, so when I click on this one, you can, and I can see what I'm showing you because I can see it on my computer screen. So if you see me looking forward, that's because I can see what's on my tablet. Right now, the same thing is on both. Okay, now here, I want the microphone off and I want the video off. Okay, otherwise the video is going to show the ceiling. Okay, but what I want is I want that sound, that echoing, to go away. And I couldn't figure it out. So that's why I was using the sound from my tablet or from my computer. But then that didn't work well either. So what I found out is if I do Bluetooth, okay, I can Bluetooth a wireless speaker or wireless earphones. And you can get the wireless speaker for pretty cheap. Okay, so I'm going to go to dual motion. I believe it's on. And then this I can turn all the way down. Okay, so this one I can turn off. Okay, if you see me in the picture, I can turn this one off. Now, I wasn't able to turn it off on my tablet, but I am able to turn it off on the speaker, which is a miracle. Just an absolute miracle. I was having so much trouble with that earlier during summer school, and it was showing perhaps a student who had turned off his sound and spoke, and then he was in the YouTube video instead of me, which, you know, was a concern. And I had the students go into the chat. So mostly I have my students type their information into the chat, but every once in a while a kid would turn off his microphone. It was one kid in particular. And he would speak, and then it would be his picture the rest of the video. So that would be a problem. And I wouldn't really know that. You can't really tell until after the video is made, and then you really have to lock down the privacy. So that's a little more difficult. So what I also want to show you, okay, in addition to how to convert a video into a Google video as well, but I also want to show I just typed that from my tablet. Now I can see that on my computer, it doesn't look like you're able to see it. It looks like it's all like the connection's really bad and you can't see it. Now you can see it again, is what it looks like from me looking at my computer. And then I didn't do that on purpose. I just, but this is what happened during summer school, is that if I have maybe a bad connection on my tablet, I wanted to see those things before the students did, or at least simultaneously. So it's called ExpressChatCounter, but the website T2P in a different way. And actually, it could be my computer. Sometimes it's my computer. I'm on a slow internet connection. You can see that though. So I don't know which one's actually the slow one, but let's see if you can see it anyway. So it is really nice to know when the students can't see something quite as well. This is case sensitive, so you need the F to be capitals. So free chat counter. Okay, and the free chat counter is an app that my brother and I just wrote. He made the app and I told him what I wanted it to do, and then I did the Excel part. Okay, but basically what I'm going to be able to do is take the data that's in the chat. Now, it doesn't work from my tablet. I'm trying to drag and grab this data and I can't. So I do it from my computer instead. And I take that chat data and I use it to take attendance, and I also use it to measure chats. And I have in my the document link, I have this video, which is a long video, but I also have a shorter videos, and there's a demo of ExpressT2P. There's also a demo of ExpressT2P free chat counter. There's different tools that I use to help me be able to teach in distance learning. Okay. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to go out of Google Meet. I'm going to go out of Google Meet. Okay. Okay, so I'm out of Google Meet on my tablet. Okay, so that's not there anymore. Okay, because the internet connection on that is kind of frustrating. I could do the same thing with my phone. So I could take my phone, I have my phone, I basically could log into Google Meet on my phone and see what I'm typing as well. I would just also connect it to the Bluetooth speaker because my phone also won't go all the way to mute when it's, not mute, it won't turn the speaker off when I'm trying to use Google. Okay, so let me show you, let me do present now, and I want to show you what the videos come out to look like so that you can upload those into YouTube. Okay, so over here, let me do my entire screen. Okay, okay, and what I get in my email message box is, do you see all these Meet recordings? These are all my practice Meet recordings. I kept messing up and having some problems, so my speaker wasn't working and so forth. And so these are different Meet recordings as I'm making these videos. So as soon as I hit stop recording, a few minutes later, depending on how long the video is, it takes it a little while to process. And then basically you get this in your email, and you could search on Meet recordings. Now, if there's no chat data, it only has a video like it shows here. And then if there's chat data, it also shows that. So these don't have any chat data, but say from summer school, so say I search for some more Meet data. Let me just put Meet recordings. Okay, so if I look at my Meet recordings, if I go back all the way to summer school, okay, so summer school was, let's see, here we go, here's the summer school one. You will see the video, and you also see the chat transcript. Okay, now the chat transcript and the video are separate, so you can't see those really at the same time. The chat transcript from this won't work in our ExpressChatCounter very much because it doesn't have real time. It just has the time since you started the video, which isn't as effective as real-time information. This always is sent to you after the fact. Okay, now what I do is I go to my tablet. So I'm going to go, I'll try to present from my tablet again and see if maybe it's better now. Let me check, maybe let's see what internet I'm on. Yeah, no, I'm on my phone, so it's very strange that it's not working. But let me show you how, what I do for my Meet recording and how I make that into a YouTube video. Okay, so I'm presenting from here right now, but let me go back to present from my tablet. So to present from my tablet, I have to go into the Meet again. Okay, so I go into the Meet again, type the meeting code, and maybe it'll work better now. So we'll see. So video test, join Meet, join now. Quickly click the video and the microphone. Okay, and then I'm probably still on my Bluetooth. Is there a reverb? Yeah, there's no reverb. Okay, I like to check it. I ask the students and then they type their comments. Okay, so I'm going to present the screen from my tablet, and we'll see if the connection's a little better now. Okay, so basically I go to my email. I'm looking on my tablet. I mean, on my computer screen. So when you look on your computer screen, you can see if there's a delay and the students haven't been able to see what you're doing yet. And so I really think with our internets being who knows how well connected, it's really important to see what they see. And that's why I'm on two devices instead. Okay, so I go to Meet recordings. Okay, it's a quick recording because it was a quick error. Okay, so basically I go open it. I open it under, hold on. I know you can't see that. So I clicked on, here, let me go back. So what I did, let me take a picture and show this. It is I clicked on this right here. Okay, it's coming up. The 2 devices is really important. Okay, so I click on that. Okay, and you see that. I'm going to click on that. There's also right above it chat transcript if you ever wanted to look at the chat transcript. But we can also do that with ExpressChatCounter. And then this one at the bottom, I'm going to click on that. Okay, so let me just click. And let me wait until my screen so that I don't go too fast and I'm describing not synchronous to what you can see. So right now on my computer screen, so that helps. It does. So that made it go faster. So I changed my connection. Now it's going faster. Okay. So you see this. I'm going to click Drive, but you can click whichever one you want. Okay. I'm going to click Always Drive. And then you pick your name. Okay. So you have to pick your name. And then what you do, okay, is up in this top right corner. So let me show you. Let me take a picture of this. Okay. So this top right corner, those 3 dots, you're going to click on that. Okay, so you're going to click on that. So the 3 dots. And then on my tablet, I just clicked Send a Copy. And one of my choices is YouTube. So I click YouTube. And then this is a separate YouTube account that I made. Okay, now there's privacy. See privacy, this is unlisted, but I can put public, unlisted, private. I feel like private only I can view, that's not helpful. Anyone with the link can view is good if you want to put it in Google Classroom. And then you could also do public if you want to search for it in other situations. Okay, so anyone with the link can view is what I'm going to leave it on, because just in case a student popped in, but they didn't. So in this case, I probably could put it on public. You know, you write your title. So this is, we'll just call it test video. Okay, so test video. And then you can go to different things and add it, but that's all I usually do. And then I hit upload. And then it uploads. It uploads kind of slow when your internet is slow, and it depends on how long your video is. So sometimes there's issues where you might want to be connected to an Ethernet, or sometimes I'll put my tablet just on my Wi-Fi on my modem, you know, close by. But basically, I don't know why that one, hold on, that one. Let me go back to try it again. Sometimes trying it again helps. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So let me go back into here. And I like the reality. So I know I could recut this video and make it again. And, you know, but really the most important thing is to see where there's problems, right? Sometimes, I mean, sometimes we just go too fast and then we don't see where the problems are. So what I did is, remember, on the computer, so you might have not seen the lag, but on my computer, I now have it, I now changed to a mobile hotspot instead of my home computer, which was only giving me like 3 bars, 2 bars, 1 bar, and then it was decreasing. Okay, so you have your video, okay, and then in the top right corner, there's the 3 dots. Okay, so I press the 3 dots in the top right corner, and then I click Send a Copy. And then I'm sending a copy to YouTube. You type in your title. Okay, you type in your title. So this is just test video. We'll call it test video 1. Okay, and then in the top right corner, it says upload. Okay, this is working now. So this one is saying uploaded 62 seconds, 44 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. So mine says 67 and the computer's a little behind. So the connections are a little behind. Don't know which area it is behind it. So I just wait, and I don't wait sitting here, right? I do other things while it's waiting. And then I go back and I grab this later, because it seems to take a long time. Okay, so it's not something that you're going to be able to post by the end of the period, but by the end of the day, you just have to label well. So here's my tablet again. So if you label well your notes, then at the very beginning, it's going to say that, and then you'll know what to save it as later on. Okay. So I also want to include information on ExpressChatCounter, because I find that that's going to be very effective with Aries for me. So I want to show you that, but I want to show you that from my computer. Let's see if I go back to YouTube. It says that it's 22 seconds remaining, but you know what? Sometimes that's not really true. So it'll say that, but that's only for the upload, and then there's the processing. So we'll come back to this later. Okay, it says 10 seconds, but really it's usually a lie. But let's see. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Let's see if it's ready to be watched. Oh, and my other test video did upload, even though I had turned it off. See, it says processing started, so it takes a little while. So don't just keep watching it. It's annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna go out of YouTube, and we can go back to that, because if you look, well, we can go right here. If you click on any of these, so if you click on any of the ones that are done, okay, so these are some videos I made earlier, which is the chat counter, ExpressChatCounter demo, and Express T2P demo. Those are 2 apps that I use a lot too. Okay, but basically what you can do once it finishes, so this one, the test video here is ready to watch. So let me show you how that works. You go over here, screen right. Okay, so right here, see the 3 dots? So if you click those 3 dots, okay, so if you click those 3 dots, one of the choices is share. Okay, and if you click share, and this I'm doing from my tablet, you can also do it from your computer. I find that from my tablet and my phone, it works better than from my computer. But you can also upload videos from YouTube, and you can then grab the video that you've saved. So for this one, I would copy link. Okay, and then what I do is then I go into Google Classroom. So I go into Google Classroom. Let's see where Google Classroom is. So I go into Google Classroom, and then I paste it. Okay, so I go into my Google Classroom. So here's my bridge. Here, let me sign in. Can I sign in under another account? No. Yeah, I won't. Okay, so I go into Google Classroom. We have Bridge Math. And then I just paste right here, share with my class, paste. Okay, and then I call it, Math Notes 10 or whatever it was. Okay, usually I don't put it there though, actually. Usually what I do is I put it in a classwork. Okay, so I usually put everything in classwork. You can kind of see the organization system I have here for Google Classroom. So I would put it probably under Math Notes. Okay, so I have a Math Notes uploads that I have them do. And so I would make a new assignment there, a new assignment. Now I paste it in multiple places. So I would put here Math Notes 10 on some students' devices for Google, Safari specifically. They can't see everything sometimes. So I like to just put it everywhere. So these are basically Math Notes. I put it in the description. I paste the link. I also paste the link. I click on, usually there's a link spot, so I don't know if, let me lower this. Oh, there it is. Oh no, there's no, up here in the attachment up there, and then I click link, and then I do paste. There's paste. So I put it there too, but sometimes the students don't see it in multiple places. You can change the points. You could make it ungraded. You can make it ungraded. In this case, I want them to actually upload their own notes. So I might post the video, but then I would also want them to upload the notes for the video. So I probably would not have it ungraded. I'd probably have it worth, say, 5 points. Due date, I find that if I do a due date, then the students can see it. I can't do a due date right now, because if I save it, then my students from summer school are going to get notified in the middle of the night here. So due date, I would put a due date in and a due time. And then topic, you can just click on topics, and then you can put it under the topic that you want. Okay, so basically that's how I post the information from my Google Meet that I already did live into the YouTube video. Okay, Let me also show you. Actually, I probably should just show you the other videos, the web chat counter or the Express Chat Counter and the Express T2P, just by putting other videos in the link. So in the on the documents page, okay, so on the documents page that I made, basically it has different videos. So instead of watching one really long video, you can watch shorter videos that have different things. So I will post those for you. And then basically this was how you use Google Meet, how you use two devices. It doesn't talk about the Express Chat Counter. The Express Chat Counter is amazing. I love it. But I already have a video for that. So I will just include that video on there as well. Okay, and then I just closed the YouTube, which I mean, on my tablet, sometimes I accidentally close the chat window. Not too often, but if I'm clicking around and I close the chat window, it doesn't hurt. So it's not a big deal. That I just log back in. The main one is the computer one. Stay on the computer one because for the chat data will stay. Okay, if you ever get logged out and then you come back in, then your chat data doesn't stay. And the Express Chat Counter is very, very effective. So on our professional development, on this link where you found this video, there's also videos on Express Chat Counter and Express T2P. And there's one video, it's 22 minutes long, and it's how I kind of use it all together. So that's a nice one to watch as well. I don't know how much time you have. I know you guys all start school on Monday like I do. And so it's just, everything is, there's just so much, so much to do. Anyway, Express Chat Counter is a way to measure student engagement and to take quick attendance. It's super awesome. I can just kind of show you right here. Oh, except I can't show you unless I present. So let me just kind of show you a little. Resume your presentation. Let's see. So resume my presentation. Now, I can't see this because I'm not on two devices. So I'm hoping that you see what I want you to see, which is an interesting situation. Okay, so sometimes when I was presenting stuff, the students would say, oh, I can't see that because maybe I wouldn't be doing my whole screen. I would just be doing a window and it opened a separate window. And so it's really nice to have the devices. Okay, so over here, Express Chat Counter. Okay, so Express Chat Counter is an app that's really quite cool. What it does is it measures, you put in a list of your student names, okay, and I have an Excel document that makes it easy to put your student names with commas, and then you paste your chat data. Okay, so you paste your chat data from the side over here. So imagine you had a whole bunch of students coming in. Okay, I have them saying good morning when they come in, and so that's how I check their attendance. And I cut and paste that. Okay, I cut and paste that into Express Chat Counter. And when I hit measure student engagement, what happens is I get a table that has the information about what time they came in. It's really awesome. Let's see if I can just grab some data so you can see it. Yeah, let's see. Oh, that one's let's see, enable content. Yeah, so this is what the basic idea looks like. Yeah, but this one's not complete. Let's see. Do I have a complete one? Let's see if I have a complete one for you to see. Shorter demo. I think I might have saved this data in there. So let's see. I did. So basically, I have the names in here. You copy the names. So you take the names. I just took those names there. I go into the Express Chat Counter and I paste the student list. And then I go into my my chat, okay, which in this case, I just have some fake chat data. Okay, it was my summer school data. That says attack the hugger, which is funny because they were, what they were doing in class is we were dividing and I call 2x, 2 hugging x. And so they were saying, get rid of the 2 and then one person. Or you do see their personalities. But I basically go into my chat window, which usually has information in it in Google Meet, and I copy it. I just hit Control A, I Control C, and then I go back over here to paste chat data, which is the second row, and then I paste it in there and I hit measure student engagement and it gives me these tables. So it tells me what time the kid came, actually what time the student wrote a message, okay, their first message. So my class starts at 8, so this was on time, this one's on time. 8:03, that person's late. I'm considering 8:02 on time. 8:02 is on time, 8:08's late, 7:59, that one's late. And then I can see who's late. And also what I usually do, or what I'm going to do during the school year, is I'm going to run the app. Okay, I'm going to run the app at 8:02. So 2 minutes into class, I'm going to run the app. So Audra wouldn't have even been here yet. I copy the data. I paste the data into here. Okay, paste the data into here. I'm hitting Control A to select all, and then Control V to paste. My names are still in there. Measure student engagement. And basically, this was the first 2 minutes of class, right? And you can see how many students were absent. So those absent students, I'm going to want to notify. And I notify them through my other app, which I will show you. But what's interesting is you can see right here, I would go immediately to Aries on Alpha last name, and I can mark who's absent right now, so that I know they wanted us to take attendance in like the first 5 minutes, right? So I can immediately take attendance. But then at the end of the period, I can adjust the attendance, because at the end of the period, I can take the whole chat data, okay, the whole chat data, and I can check, okay, now who did I mark absent, who came, and who is now late, and then I can go back and change Aries. I made it say Alpha first name because that's how Google Meet and Google Classes, and then Alpha last name is for Aries, basically. What's nice about this data is you can see how often the people are talking in class and whether you want them to speak up more. I wrote in the documents for this presentation, I'm more of a reader learner, right, than a video learner. So a lot of the information I have is written in, seems like lengthy instructions, but it's just detailed instructions is what I would say. Okay, and then basically I take this data, okay, I take this data and I paste it, this is the end of the day data, and I paste this into this Express chat counter. Okay, and then I'm hitting Control B to make it prettier. There's full instructions though on the other videos. Okay, and then I can keep doing that every day, and it calculates the overall chats this month and the overall chats per day, and that information is really going to help me. Now, in this case, I messed up, and you can see that. That's why I have the names in all of it. So this is kind of good. I needed to have something like this. I'll have to cut this part out of the video, not cut it out for you, but cut it so I can put a checker. So not a checker, but I mentioned in one of my other videos that the system is kind of foolproof, not foolproof, but has some system in here. Now, I did not select the whole list of data. I only selected the names. And so if you notice, they don't line up. Okay, they don't line up. There's names up here and then names over there, and they just don't line up the way that I want them to line up. It looks like over on the right side, this is alphabetical. This has some extra names in it, so something went wrong with it. Yeah, so this probably wasn't a good one to use. But basically, I pasted wrong. So if you paste wrong, you can go back to your counter, and see I started right here at Abo. I did not use the whole table. So you really need to go from the top of the table down to the bottom. And when you copy from the top of the table to the bottom, and then you use the Express chat counter in here, then it has the right data, and look, all the names line up, and then Control B lines them up. So here I have Audra, I have Beatrice, Bertha, okay. I have everybody. And then if I needed to say how to student add or student subtract, I would be able to increase or decrease this list if I wanted to see. It turns out that I wrote the code for A to match G, so that if all of a sudden you screw up D, E, F, which is what I just did, then you can tell, and you're like, what happened? Something's wrong. I don't see it. They don't match up. What's going on? And then you can just paste over it, and then it fixes it. Okay, and then every day you basically do it again. I'm hitting Control A, which is what I made in order to make a new 3 columns and keep the formula. And then I go back, and the next day I'm using Express. I don't know why this one says Express, and that's really my this one. And then basically I take this data again. Scroll down so I get the whole data. Okay, and then I paste over here. I paste over here in my Excel document. There's complete instructions on this in other videos though. Okay, so right here, and then Control B beautifies it, makes it pretty. And then what this does is overall chats per month and chats per day. It totals all of those things, which is really cool. Which is nice. So that's what I really like about it. I also have a video that I'm making on ExpressT2P. It's not a video, it's a Google Meet, but I'm going to record the Google Meet and then I'm going to make it into a YouTube video. And that should be available if you email me, or I'm not sure if they're going to put that on the professional website, the professional development website, but that one explains my other app. So let me show you just briefly how that one is used. Okay, and how that one is used. The Express Chat Counter, though, I think is so awesome, because I think if people aren't chatting, commenting, participating in class, throughout the whole period, I can keep checking it by just throwing new chat data here halfway through the period, other times, and then I can find out, hey, who's participating, who's not, and I can ask questions to students who are not participating. Ask, hey, Samantha, I think Samantha answered the question like 16 times. So she's answering all my questions, and really some of the people aren't. Bertha only said hello. She only said my hello, and so it just recorded the time that she came in. Okay, so what my plan is to use this for attendance. First 2 minutes, take this, see who's late. Now let me show you that one again, because that one's actually how I use my other app. So the other app is pretty awesome too. So let me show you that. Okay, so I take this right here. I grab this up until 8:02. Okay, because the other chat data wouldn't have been there. And this is just grabbing it from Google Meet. So you're in Google Meet, you just grab this information, and that's it. And then I'm sharing here, and you can see I can't tell what I'm presenting because my tablet's not up. So I'm hoping, that you can see what I'm seeing. And sometimes it doesn't happen that way, so it's a little stressful. But I think you can. Okay, so I'm back in this chat data. I'm only checking the morning data, and then let me show you how it works with my other app, which is a little more complicated to set up. It takes about 30 minutes to set it up, but it's way more powerful. So this is the one that I've been using for 2 years that is really awesome. Okay, so this one is called ExpressT2P, and my brother wrote both of these apps for me. I kept telling him, hey, I want this, I want this, I want this, and then he just kept making it, which is very weird because that's not usually me. But I was just kind of, not complaining, but kind of, I was whining to him and saying, oh, how am I going to contact parents? I have a lot of students who aren't going to be doing their homework. So how am I going to contact more? I'm not teaching so many honors classes. I'm just teaching students who really are struggling learners. How am I going to notify their parents? And then my IB students, some of them were absent 26 times. How can I take care of that? So when I was complaining and discussing, he made this app for me. And then I kept asking, oh, I want it to do this and this and this. And then it's doing everything. It's pretty awesome. And we added 5 distance learning messages. So one of the distance learning messages is actually what my plan is for that data. So let me show you that data over here. So see, this data is the full data, right? But what if I only paste the data from the first 2 minutes? Okay, so the first 2 minutes, now I'm gonna put the information in Aries because we're required to, it's very important, right? So Alpha last name, I'm gonna put the information in Aries. Alfonso B, Bertha, Gary, Greg, Audra, they're absent. Jonathan's absent. I'm gonna throw those into Aries, they're absent. Later, I'll change them to tardies. If they come into class, I'll do that at the end of the period. But at the beginning, they're all absent, right? Now, what I'm also gonna do is I wanna get these kids here. So what I do is I go to my other app. Okay, so let me, I just zoomed in by accident. Okay, but basically what I'm gonna do is I would probably have this in another separate area here. Okay, so I would have this in a separate area. Let's do control. I don't know if you know this, but control, not the control, but the 4 squares on the right arrow makes it just to the right side of the page. So that one's kind of nice. And then I have my ExpressT2P, which, let's see where my other Google is. So here's my ExpressT2P. I'm going to do the 4 squares and the left arrow, and that's over here. And then this one I really zoomed in too far, so I don't know how I did that by accident. So let me zoom out. Okay, so let me zoom out. Let me go to my list. So basically I go to my list here. Oh, I don't know why my chat data disappeared, so that was very odd. Is my chat data somewhere else? Huh. Oh well. Okay, so if I ever need my chat data back, it's not a big deal. I just go to my Excel here. and then I go over to my chat counter, and those were my names. So paste my names. The reason I paste them from column A is because I made it have commas in it. It needs commas for the app to work. Okay, and then I take my chat data. Okay, so I'm taking my chat data, just my morning chat data. I'm doing this at 8:02, so no one from 8:03 on even was here in the class yet. So paste my chat data, measure student engagement. Okay, and then these are my people who aren't here. Okay, so what I do is I go to Express T2P. So let me show this one's, it's not here. And I send this message. So this is an attendance alert. So Alfonso B, he's not in class. So Alfonso B, missing in meeting. Okay, so I'm going to click he's missing in the meeting. Who else is missing in the meeting? Audra Johnson, missing in the meeting. Gary Jackson, missing in the meeting. Greg Jackson, missing in the meeting. And because I really don't want them to be missing in the meeting, because then I'm going to have to contact the GLCs and et cetera, right? And I want the students to learn, and there's so much to do. So this one happens to be, in this app, you can have an alphabetical last name or alphabetical first name. Okay, this is an app that my brother and I made 2 years ago, and I use it all the time. I don't use it, for distance learning, but we made 5 new ones for distance learning. I use it for a lot of other things, positive comments, negative comments. There's lots of cool messages on here. If you go to my my 8 o'clock presentation, not go to, but if you go to the professional development area and you click on the one that says Express T2P, that says parent communication under me for 8 o'clock. There's a document where it shows all of the autocomplete messages. Okay, so it has all of these messages. But basically, I want to get these kids here. So I'm going to drop down the menu, missing in meeting, email to text. This is going to send my auto-completed message, which just basically says, hey, Alfonso's not joined our class. It started a few minutes ago. Can you get him here? I mean, the parent can get him there. They just send them a text or phone call or something. I can't do that while I'm trying to teach. And then I hit send. And then it goes to that. Now, normally I would hit send. This is my brother's phone number, but it's kind of late. Okay, so I'm going to hit cancel, or I'm thinking, oh no, maybe Alfonso really wasn't. But basically, you just hit email to text, and then you hit send. This one is my phone number, so it's no big deal. So I will hit send. Okay, and then this one, email to text, that's my phone number, send. And it basically just sends a message. That's my brother's phone number, so we'll delete that one. It basically sends it to, and that one, there was no phone numbers. So it just goes to an email instead, which is not as effective, but is something that shows up too. So basically, those 4 messages go to the parents as a text message immediately. They see it and they text or call their kid and say, hey, how come you're not in class? And then they get them to class. Okay, so that's going to be, that's what I like to use Express T2P for distance learning. For Meet for homework alerts, I used a lot of not turned in last year. You click not turned in, it says the teacher name, the class name, the period, and then it says the student name did not turn in his or her homework today. Homework is a key part of school success. What I made, I'm going to get, if you don't want to send it, then you don't send it. It does show up and it gets saved in your Outlook email. Okay, the other, it's this is what I was working on. So this I finished for my other presentation that I have tomorrow morning. And then this right here is the autocomplete messages. I wonder how I move this over. I guess I could just shut this one out. Basically right here, hopefully I didn't close out my Google Meet because that sometimes happens. That's annoying. So for my autocomplete messages here, it tells you what is typed for all the messages that I have. So these are all autocomplete. So you don't have to type any of them. You just do a drop-down menu on turned in late. And then it turns out to have that student turned in his homework late. Homework is a key. It is key for students to turn in homework on time. So there's different messages. You can alter them because it's in your email, but it's real fast if you just click on it and hit enter, as long as you know what the message says. And then the messages start like Nichols Algebra 1 period 4. And then it says, Alfonso has not uploaded the required classroom homework, the class work homework yet today. Please ask your students to upload the required work later tonight. This one's actually one of my distance learning ones. And this is a homework alert. That's the middle column. One of my other teachers, my teacher friends who is using this app too, last year, she added upcoming tests for distance learning. She thought that was a nice one. And so we ran it through like GLCs, we ran it through other teachers and parents to see if they like the messages. Then the messages go. Anyway, so this Google Meet and this video is about a bunch of different things. Let me hit stop sharing so my face comes back. It's about a bunch of different things, but I hope you learn something that might help you or might make you curious, and then watch another video where you could see how to set up one of them. I do have a very detailed, it's funny because when I teach, I teach usually depending on what the students are asking, so it's very hard to just teach by myself and make a video when no one's with me, so it's very odd. Anyway, so we'll see. So this video, I'm sure, is not as good as my teaching is, hopefully. That's so sad. But basically, the two device thing is critical. I think that was my most important thing, is figure out how to do the two devices. So the YouTube videos came out fine. You do have to set up a YouTube account. If you share it from your tablet, from your phone, it's very helpful. The speaker, the wireless speaker, or wireless earphones, that's something that you could definitely do so that you could use two devices, because as you saw during this video, it's very helpful to know when your Wi-Fi is low and the students aren't seeing what you think they're seeing, and you're going too fast and they don't know, and then they're typing but they don't know whether they're maybe embarrassed. And then it's very important, so I think, for students to be writing answers and not just speaking answers, because of a class of 30 students, how am I going to be able to tell the student's voice who spoke? So I can see who typed because it says their actual name. And then checking the chat data is something that I definitely want to do, and that's why last week my brother and I made that the chat counter app. Okay, the chat counter app. And then the parent communication, we need to be proactively communicating with parents. And so that app is really helpful too. That one's called the Express Chat Counter is the top one. And then Express T2P free chat counter, that's the chat counter. That's both of them. That's the web address and that's the thing's name. But then the one that's the Express T2P stands for teacher-to-parent.com. That address right there. Oh, yeah, you can see it in the chat, but the expresst2p.com is the address of my parent communication app. Parent communication app takes about 30 minutes to set up. The free chat counter only takes about 5 minutes. So if you are going to be using Google Meet, that free chat counter is going to be awesome. There's a couple videos. There's a 4-minute video on the free chat counter that you could just see how it works. And then there's also a longer video that that tells you some ideas that I said in this video as well. And then it also, with the free chat, it also shows you how to get the initial names from your Google Classroom, which doesn't take very long, but then you just need the Excel document. And I'll put the Excel document in our RPD, the Google Meet PD. I'll make sure that I put that here as well so that you're able to see it. Okay. So anyway, so that's it. I'm going to stop recording and then I'm going to upload this. And then I'm going to paste it onto my my Google Doc so that you're able to see this full video, and then you can see the individual videos as well. And if you have any questions, then just email me. This is my email, Jennifer Nichols. Now we have our new email address, wvust.org. So you can just email me, and then I can help you troubleshoot as well. Anyway, so that's all. I hope you have a good year. And I probably don't think you made it to the end of this video. Okay, but especially the beginning was kind of slow. Seems like making mistakes, right? But isn't that how we learn? So anyway, how we all learn and work together. Okay, so I'm going to hit stop recording, and I hope you have a good year. Hey, I thought I could stop recording. I guess it didn't work.